Hunter saves it. Hunter Hughes is coming around. Here comes Colton Garner. It's Hunter Hughes!
Turn 4 for the final time. Who's got more ponies? Checkered flag out. Bluegrass 150 goes to Ian Miller.
And welcome back to the Daily Driven Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Nick Zammit.
Good, get the name out there. It's like, hey, Joseph Newgarden, you're the guy with the sperm commercial. Yeah.
It's another Wednesday night and another opportunity for us to dash as we work our way to one of the true jewel boxes of our sport, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where for the fifth time, a unique driver is going to go for the win as we welcome you to the Indy 112, round number 6 of Wednesday Night Dash. My name is Jackson Lambros. We welcome you once again to the broadcast booth as we have got 21 drivers ready to go to war yet again. And it was a Fuge fest in the best way possible last weekend out in Talladega. And JP Jones and the Team BS crew nearly got a 1-4 finish. But it was indeed Christopher Fuge walking away with his first win in years in Wednesday Night Dash. Robert Lewis joining him on the podium. Big time progress there for that team. And, you know, talking about them pre-race, always doing something to make sure that they're easy to see visually and distinct. So they're able to find one another and work with one another. Key part in those two working their way out in front. Another shocker out in front to get us started here as we're officially halfway home now in this season of Wednesday Night Dash. But Nicholas Warboy on pole position will be starting alongside the 32 of Garrett Jarnigan. Then it's Christopher Fuge in the 49, trying to go for 2 in a row. He's on the outside alongside Tyler Cheney, going for his second win of the year as well. Jacob Barker was arguably 3 corners away from getting the win at Talladega. He'll be P5 tonight. Hunter Hughes, your round 2 winner on the inside, on the outside of row number 3. Robert Lewis, Matthew Faust in 8th, looking a little bit further back. Jax Malin, John Miles rounding out your top 10. Then it's Dawson Buchanan, Derek Booker, Connor Fuge, and Eric Richardson with Tyler Lugo Vickery. JP Jones way back in 16th. DJ Fluck, Lucas Puntarelli, Brian McKinney, Wesley Fuge, and Bill Mofield rounding out your field of 21. We'll do it for 45 laps. 40 minutes are on the clock. Whichever one comes first will end the night. Game plan is if we get to the range, we'll have 1 green, white checkered. Plenty of points up for grabs. Garrett Jarnigan has launched his way back into a title fight as well. But out in front now between Team AMA and Blue Ridge Racing, you've got 2 dynasties fighting for glory in terms of teams. Warboy on the inside, Jarnigan on the outside. And for the 6th time in Wednesday Night Dash history, we're racing in Indianapolis. Warboy gonna make it look easy to peel on through for the lead. Shaney holding on for that third place spot. I believe that's the 49. Chris Fuge trying to mosey on through down low, and you can already see Warboy white lining it, trying to break the draft from Garrett Jarnigan. Still momentum further back for Chris Fuge, trying to clear Cheney. They'll go 2 wide into turn number 3, both very much off the group. Here comes Hunter Hughes. Jacob Barker will go 2 by 2 into the 4th and final corner through the short chute. Not the way these guys wanted to get this party started at all. Warboy will be first to the line. Garrett Jarnigan going to try the high line, but backs out of it. Cheney in 4th. He was just digging there, trying to make that move happen. Oh, big contact there. Jax Malin. And the number 9 car taking a big look for the outside wall, and that'll be Hunter Hughes going around. And very quickly, we reach our first caution of the day. I believe it was contact between himself and Chris Fuge that brought that out. Well, that might have been Barker, actually. Watch the 12. Oh, he was already loose. Let's take a little bit of a gander further back. Ooh, is there a nudge we didn't see initially? Cheney kind of checks them both up. There's already a big lazy slide. That's a tank slapper that you could maybe have framed on Barker. But as far as I'm concerned, that'll be no harm, no foul. So Nick Warboy still your leader, with Garrett Jarnigan in 2nd, Chris Fuge in 3rd, Tyler Cheney, Jacob Barker, Robert Lewis gaining a handful of positions. Matthew Faust, who we mentioned, has worked his way over from the Indy Racing World Series, is very used to this place, has already ran a couple races here this year. Was nearly able to run the Thrustmaster iRacing series for IndyCar, ran the Save the Freedom 100, ran by my main man Kyle Cuthbertson, and a lot of the crew at Kart Chaser. Finds himself 7th. Not surprised to see him in the top half of the field. Tyler Lugo Vickery making a couple moves as well in the Pepsi Max machine. He's in P10. DG Fluck a little bit further back. That's your guy with the most starts in Wednesday Night Dash, 5. Next to Eric Richardson, who's got 4 to his name. Dawson Buchanan and Mark Vickers both having 2 pole positions here. Zach Vols with 1. And then your former winners here, Hunter Hughes, Dawson Buchanan, Colt Gardner, Zach Vols, as well as Chad Winstead. Chad Winstead, who we saw get a win after getting 2nd. Lost that spot at Nashville quite literally on the last lap. Got a win again, locked it down, and then proceeded to disappear from the face of the planet once again. We wish Chad only the best of luck and hope that the Winstead Cup can return one day. A couple guys coming into pit lane early on here. Tyler Lugo Vickery, JP Jones. Didn't mention this. Lucas Puntarelli, we say hello once again for him running a part-time season. And we also wish him a happy birthday because his girlfriend decided to spill the beans on her story. So we give a happy birthday to the man in the 85 running the Domino's livery. Absolutely nothing problematic about a Domino's car in iRacing. No jabs at Lucas at all, but if you know, you know, in the streamer space. Elite ball knowledge, by the way, for Hunter Hughes. Running the 196. Strong 0. I once pounded 1.5 of those and I started seeing through walls. Speaking in tongues like I just finished the Tower of Babel. Lights still on the safety car. And we'll go back to it next time by. Join FR Racing's DJ Fluck and Eric Richardson every Friday morning as they discuss the real world of motorsports as well as the simulated. In this week's episode, DJ and Eric discuss last week's season premiere of BSRS, Bottom Split Racing Series, the chaos they experienced firsthand at Talladega during Wednesday Night Dash, also previewed the 2026 Daytona 500, and for some reason have ChatGPT write a paper about the history of coffee mugs just to see what the kids are up to nowadays. Check out at FR Racing online at YouTube or search FR Racing's Garage Talk wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Daytona did not disappoint this year. I mean, we can talk about maybe the 500 being a little bit of a snooze fest, although I genuinely do not know what we can do about modern plate racing. Because your options are either that or take the restrictors off and then we see how many people die again. And even then, I only think that's going to stagnate the field so much. You got to imagine with the size that field is at now and with the size the track is at, the draft is going to be just as important. And I think guys are running roughly the same amount of horsepower anyway, week in, week out. You're obviously never going to drive a plate track like Martinsville. I don't even think these guys are going to lift. It's literally just still going to be a contest of who's got a faster car. But you consider where everything has been with NASCAR and the lawsuit cases this past winter, and you see Front Row Motorsports getting the win in trucks on Friday. 23-11 racing involved the entire weekend. Really special week for the Cup Series. Marvelous Sunday as well for Tyler Reddick, again, to fly the banner for Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin. Big victory for the guys who were in the hot seat and trying to stick it to the France family over the past couple of months. They go on to Atlanta for their plate track that is comically short. And again, where we had that amazing 3-wide finish, almost, I believe, 4-wide finish, photo finish for the lead. Daniel Suarez getting the victory there. So if you missed Daytona, you arguably might have a better race coming this Sunday. I'm not even lying when I say that. We might have some pretty good racing here as well. Same front row as the first, and we'll try it one more time. Back to it from the Brickyard. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there. Chris Fuge ran it a little bit too shallow. That could check up Tyler Cheney. That'll give Jacob Barker an opportunity as well. Cheney trying to find that gap down low. Warboy still trying to pull that Marcus Ericsson move. Tail of the dragon, breaking the draft of the guy in front. How about this? Robert Lewis up into P6 as well. Just see him there in the 14. Fuge running really deep here in the 49. Cheney getting the opportunity to cover down low and slide on through. That'll be for P3. But immediately everybody working their way towards that pit attenuator. Again, trying to break the effect of that draft. Lewis very offline now. Faust getting a position as a result. Your top 5 essentially equidistant from one another. Oh, another spinner further back. Eric Booker, I believe, in the wall. Oh, and it's gotten worse. The 93 collects JP Jones. And the Dogecoin car gets sent to the Shadow Realm. Try and take a look at what happened here. That's a 93 on the inside of Dawson Buchanan. And, oh, just gets on the loud pedal a little bit too quick. Tank slapper to the inside wall. And just absolutely demolishes the 21 in the process. And he just did not want that to be an isolated incident. So Derek Booker will take it quickly to the pit lane. And we actually stay green? We actually stay green now. We do. Wow. I was convinced that was a caution. We're actually still going. And Garrett Jarnigan as well having a great opportunity here. Middle of the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Fuge almost into the pit wall there. Val's trying to make a move on the inside of Barker. That'll be for P5 further back. But Tyler Cheney now enters the fray in this three-car battle. Faust with a wiggle down low. Has to back out of it. Barker going to hold on to P4 for the time being. Robert Lewis, Jack Smalin, Dawson Buchanan, all the way back to the 54 of John Miles, this freight train for the top 10. Lewis now sending it down low into turn number 3. Faust not going to get a chance to cross him up. Has to make the high line work. Malin getting the best of both worlds. Has double the draft now in front of him. He just up the road. These three continuing to weave in and out. Ten laps in, and to this point, Nick Warboy next to uncontested. You can see these guys going down low to break the draft. Jax Malin getting out of line there a little bit further back. Jacob Barker still in P4, actually breaking away. Matthew Faust on an archipelago as well. Warboy still just breaking that draft every single opportunity he gets. Nick, another guy who is traditionally pretty good in terms of qualifying, but has just struggled to really turn that. Oh, trouble! Is that Hunter Hughes again? It was. We're going to stay green. And he is able to immediately get that going again. Oh, Jesus. Broadside. Lucas Puntrelli's coming. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, no, we're good. And now we're going to go yellow. Trying to get a replay here of what happened to Hunter Hughes. And nearly the exact same spot it happened to bring out the first caution. Just simply put, goes around. And turn number 3 was off track and then decided to give us some premature celebrations on the exit of turn number 2. And that is actually what gave us the caution, because Lucas Puntrelli was coming his way at full song. Uncharacteristic mistake there from Hunter Hughes to bring us into our second caution. And to continue, Nick Warboy, who has been sweating like a cow at a burger joint trying to hold this lead. And unfortunately, any gap that might have been built is going to go back to ground zero in their attempts to do that. So Nick Warboy still your leader. Jarnigan and Cheney been that battle. Looking a little bit further back, though. Robert Lewis dropping back from P6 to P8. Dawson Buchanan and Jax Malin both trying to move forward a little bit. And Eric Richardson as well, putting aside Brian McKinney, Tyler Lugo, Vickery, and Chris Fuge to get that 88 into the top 10. Pit lane open this time by, and again, fuel mileage going to be a lot more difficult compared to last race out in Talladega. That's why we're seeing quite literally the entire field come in for service. Only one staying out are Puntarelli and I believe Derek Booker. I'll move him up to the front of the field and actually almost a forced move for them if they want any shot of staying in this thing because they're a lap down. We've seen a lot of guys lose their lead in moments like this and in the choices they make strategy-wise. What's it going to be like? Warboy, Jarnigan, then it's Chris Fuge that just lines up off the jacks. Is it just for 2 or does he get on the other side? Only 2, I think, for Jacob Barker. That's what he uses to get himself up into first. But Nick Warboy going to lead the rest of them out. Great stuff from Jax Malin as well, as he leapfrogs Cheney and Faust. Actually, I'm just going to ask Barker for our first pit boss in race update as soon as I get Discord set up. All right, let's try that one more time as we bring Jacob Barker in for our first pit boss in race update. Jake, it's Jackson in the stadium scene pit box. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Did you fix your audio issues from last week?
It would appear to be the case. I was not informed of audio issues, actually.
I'm just talking about when we were muted and when you were having.
Oh, yes,
I was muted.
that was fixed. Yes. That is not software. That is software operator being the problem. Did you go for 2 there to get to the front?
I did. I don't know how it's going to work out, honestly, but I mean, you got to throw a Hail Mary every once in a while. So, I mean, I feel pretty confident on the long run. So, I mean, you never know. You got to try something every once in a while. And, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It could be a dumb call. It could be it's a ballsy call for sure. But I mean, you only live once. So it's been a decent race so far. I do want to apologize to Matthew Faust really quick for the hard racing, but I mean, track position is so it's king here. Track position is king here. So I mean, we'll talk about the hard racing afterwards if he wants to, but we'll see what happens. This is a good opportunity for us, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'll leave you to it. Best of luck, Jake.
Appreciate you.
The best interviews are when you ask one question and you get a 3-paragraph MLA formatted response. That is, I mean that genuinely, because I asked one question and Jacob gave me the answers to the next 3 questions I was going to ask anyway. Always fun talking to Jake. He's always great at that behind the wheel of the 12. Able to multitask for me. I've given that guy interviews while he's been in the pit box. If I did it while we were green, he would still probably be able to give me something phenomenal. But Jacob Barker, going to be the one to lead us back to green. Garrett Jarnigan in the 32 will be doing it next. And we saw Nick Warboy come back into the pit lane. He's back in 18th. I'm not sure if he just went for fuel only and realized he needed tires or vice versa. But back from P19 now for Nick Warboy. That'll put us to a new person on the front row. 2 Goodyear Racing Eagles down. He said it himself, it's a gutsy move. The only question now is to see if it will pay off. As we're officially at the 3rd of the waypoint and we go back racing from the Brickyard. Looking good so far out of turn number 1. Malin under fire though. Oh, big wiggle. Dawson Buchanan on the inside trying to make that move stick. On Tyler Cheney. Jax Malin had the same thing, as both of those guys maybe went a little bit too shallow through 1 and 2. Cheney giving a shove. It looks like Jarnigan trying to make that outside line clear from Malin and Buchanan down low. Jarnigan able to get the nose ahead, at least for the time being. But Buchanan not giving up. You see that green and blue number 4 machine still white lining it. And all this dueling further back, you can rest assured, is exactly what Jacob Barker needs. He doesn't have to worry about anyone fighting him when he's got a ton of people just fighting themselves back there. Oh, Robert Lewis going wide into turn number 1, sends it a little bit too deep. John Miles in the 54 trying to take advantage. You got the Ada McKinney and Tyler Lugo Vickery as well. Now, John Miles gets checked up. We'll go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Watch this, Tyler Lugo Vickery letting it hang into turn number 3, and we'll get the twofer. Oh, McKinney trying to go with him. Nearly gets into the corner of the 54 and decides, I don't want to be the reason of caution number 3. I'll back out of it. Single file running now. And the fastest lap for Tyler Cheney. That will increase the heart rate of Jacob Barker, because the Jaws music is surely on now. Oh, another caution. Again? Uh-oh. Some more drama for the 93 Dogecoin machine of Derek Booker. AP Jones further back. Is there contact between the two? Nope, just got it beneath the white line. And again, spun it. Is there contact to the inside wall? No. It's still broadside in the short chute. A warranted throw of the caution. And unfortunately, they, the 93, going about as well as the value of Dogecoin right now. I say that. I could check Dogecoin right now and it could be at an all-time high. I don't know. I know it hasn't been good for NFTs. I know NFTs are like the worth of a VCR now. I think crypto's still relatively up there. So the question now, does this hurt or help Jacob Barker? He's going to have less racing laps, obviously, on the 12. And one less heat cycle to deal with. I'm going to say definitely helps, because it seems like Tyler Cheney was looking to close that gap. And Garrett Jarnigan is going to want that position back as soon as possible. He'll be on the inside now of row number 2. Another good opportunity as well here for our lucky dog. That's JP Jones, who unfortunately goes from P2 last week to provisionally P20 here at Indy. Looks like Connor Fuge going to be coming in for service in the 19. And if you know the scheme that the 19 is running in this week, no, you don't. It'll be our happy little secret. If you do know, this is, I mentioned this with Connor before the race and reloading my trading paints, because people insisted, and now I understand why. But this is playing for the tie for sure, with the one we had last season at the Charlotte Roval with K-Pop Demon Hunters. This is up there. I'll mention this as well. Go follow Steven Taranto, former CBS reporter for NASCAR, if you enjoy this livery as well as stock car racing, because there's a He sits smack dab in the middle of that Venn diagram. And proof that there is something in this sport for everyone. Coming up on halfway home here from the Indy 115, Jackson Lambros. Glad to have you with us for yet another Wednesday night of dashing. And believe it or not, next weekend, I believe next Tuesday, we're getting ourselves back already. The Indy Racing World Series. Getting started at Phoenix. We'll move on to Homestead. Again, you can find more information at f.rracing or f-rracing.com. Take a quick look here at our standings. Here's your team standings. Working into Indy as soon as this loads. It is indeed still Smoky Mountain out in front with Chris Fuge being the tip of the spear there. Colton Gardner, Garrett Jarnigan. JM Motorsports, though, right there with him, just 20 points separating. APA very much in the mix as well. Hunter Hughes not having the week he's wanted so far to really contribute there. But Tyler Cheney giving him a shot out in front as well. But again, for Appalachian Mountains, huge points haul after Talladega, and have found themselves right into this mix. Both DJ and Eric reflecting about round one of the bottom split racing series. That is indeed underway at Chicagoland Speedway. Already ran there. Taking a week off, and we'll be suiting up for Talladega next Monday. Stopping at Las Vegas, Michigan. Running our first road course at Lime Rock Park, Rockingham, Iowa, and then we'll wrap it up at Charlotte, middle of May. And again, see the link at the top there, ff-rracingesports.com/BSRS. Lights out on the Ford Mustang. Pace car and Jacob Barker continues to hold this lead, but the question is how long, because you've got some fast guys behind in the form of Cheney, Jarnigan, and Malin as we go back to it. Watch your championship leader in the number 4. That's Dawson Buchanan. Trying to stretch that lead and get to the inside. He's trying to move aside Malin. I'm not sure if he's able to clear him. He has. Good stuff. Robert Lewis now fending from Matthew Faust in the 24. Tyler Cheney. Lewis arrowheading them, working our way into turn number 3 for the first time. And Buchanan has really turned up the wick around the outside of the 32 of Jarnigan. As Garrett continues to hemorrhage speed. Garrett and Dawson, again, your two main characters last year in the Xfinity Series to wrap up 2025. Once again, finding themselves on the same pavement. Same piece of pavement, I should say. You could argue Jax Malin also was just as big of a piece of that battle. Oh, 54, John Miles around. Coming out of the short and shoot, he's able to keep it rolling. Nobody else collected, and we will stay green. Not sure who that was contact with specifically. That's trouble for the Bass Pro Shop machine. And the Jaws music is indeed going for Barker. because Tyler Cheney is closing that gap. And with another quickest lap of 52.187, he has put Barker right here in the hot seat as we ride on board with the Kelley Blue Book 7. You can hear that flutter of that V8 just bouncing off the rev limiter. Just backs out of it before he gets to 6th, drops it down to 4th. Not quite within striking distance here. Dirty Air getting the most of this Toyota Camry. Really good exit here, though. Barker, I think, starting to feel the pressure. Ooh, is the yellow flag's back out? And that looks like maybe another hat trick. Oh, my goodness. It is the hat trick of doom for Derek Booker. 93 with another wiggle in between 3 and 4. And collects Hunter Hughes. Chris Fuge with nowhere to go also gets a piece of it. And for the 4th time tonight, we are under caution. Hunter Hughes in his 3rd incident, that one completely out of his control. JP Jones, unfortunately, being a victim as well. Alongside Derek Booker. And Bill Molefield, 8 laps down now. Pit lane open for regulars. Booker gonna stay out. Or excuse me, Buchanan gonna stay out. He'll be your new race leader. Looks like Matthew Faust, Garrett Jarnigan, and Brian McKinney deciding to do the same as well. So Cheney not able to take that lead, but who's going to win this duel on pit road? Jax Malin further back in that gold ship, the number 9 in the mix as well. Nick Warboy just getting to his stall. Look at that. Jacob Barker able to take 4 and win that hard charge from the man behind him. We'll roll out P8 just behind DJ Fluck. That'll put Matthew Faust on the outside. The Indy King, Garrett Jarnigan, holding on to P3 with Brian McKinney just behind. Step aside for just a moment. Let these guys gather back up to the leader and come back when it's time to go racing once again from the Indy 125. we're halfway done here with the Brickyard 115. And a new leader in the form of Dawson Buchanan deciding to stay out alongside Matthew Faust and Garrett Jarnigan. No one able to truly challenge for the lead just yet. Tyler Cheney looked like he potentially had the best opportunity as we go back green. Nobody able to really make an on-track move before the lead just yet. That could change with Garrett Jarnigan. Lewis making a great move at the start, 2 for 1, and is up from 5th to 5th coming out of turn number 2. Faust hanging onto it though on the outside coming out of turn number 2. We'll just slot back in now. Good run from McKinney. He decides to save fuel and lift out of it. Chris Fuge also in the mix right now. Chris second in the standings right now, points-wise, 168 to his name, 174 for Buchanan. In third is Garrett Jarnigan at 161 with Tyler Cheney at 155. Those are your main 4 really in the mix right now as we're getting halfway through the championship. Matthew Faust trying to take a move into turn number 1, backs out of it. Again, exactly what we talked about earlier on, your 2 protagonists at the end of 2025 were Dawson Buchanan and Garrett Jarnigan. And we had a lot of flashes in the pan to get us started in 26, but as pace week in, week out, it's starting to show as we're starting to see who's really fast. You get the feeling and it could be the exact same case as it was end of last year. Oh, Tyler Cheney up the inside of Jacob Barker. That's been a move that's been cooking for a while. Up the inside, Chris Fuge trying to blockade and make it 3 wide across the yard of bricks. Maybe 4 with Brian McKinney. Could it be a 2 for? No. Side draft from Barker means he can hang on to P5, maybe P4, and gets it. Jacob Barker in the 12 coming to life. Jax Malin now in trouble. He's got to get out of line. Booker in the 93 is a lap down. Well, keep it down low. We'll actually take it back to the warm-up lane. Your biggest freight train right here is now Malin. Gonna try and make a move stick on Chris Fuge. Fuge not giving him a lot of room up high. They'll continue to battle. As now a move for P2, Matthew Faust down low on Jarnigan. And that'll be a done deal for the runner-up spot. 15 laps to go at the Brickyard. All this battling, moving Jarnigan down to 3rd and building that lead for Dawson Buchanan. A little bit of a scrape up high here. Taking a quick look further back. Chris Fuge trying to move forward, but he's got a lot of guys on his heels right now. Jax Malin, Tyler Vickery, and Brian McKinney. Jacob Barker has really moved forward since the restart, though. He's found the back of Robert Lewis and is essentially in the conversation for the lead. So too is Tyler Cheney. Tried making that move just a couple laps ago, but had to gather it back up. So single file freight train for the lead. Single lap pace, Matthew Faust is beating Buchanan right now. 52.555 for Faust last time by, 52.616 for Buchanan. Dirty air could be coming into effect, but what's stronger? The draft might be. Because the moment I say that, on the back straights at least, that got down to 3/10. As we go into the short shoot, that extends to 5/10, now up to 7/10. So Dawson, you really see that straight line speed suffer. But he's got that thing dialed in the corners right now. Ooh, big wiggle. Robert Lewis hitting the outside wall in between 2 and 3 in the short chute. He continues to go wide. Tyler Cheney going to go through just like Lewis did. Excuse me, Barker did for P4. Lewis going middle to try and fight it, but the momentum is there for the 7. And Cheney still stays within a position of his rival of the night in the 12. Fuge a little bit wide now. Malin and Barker just behind. All these guys trading positions on track, but crucially, just no one able to catch Dawson. On paper, though, Jacob Barker gonna be the one to do it. Again, for this guy up that's on a fresh pair of boots. And as we get further in, the question is, who's still good on fuel and who's going to make it on tires, if that's even the case? You look at where we've been at over the course of the night, and you know, you'd predict that we might have 1 or 2 more cautions before the end of the night, but genuinely anything could happen. And even if you're able to make it on fuel, you've got guys like Dawson, Matt, and Garrett who I'm going to actually throw a brick at Derek Booker at this point. Derek Booker, once again, on the high line. This one maybe a little bit different. New part of the racetrack. And yet another tank slapper. John Miles able to avoid it. You can't say the same for Connor Fuge, as those two once again collide for what might be the 3rd time this evening. 85 of Puntarelli getting a piece of it as well. So this will be suboptimal for Buchanan, maybe a little bit more so if he wants to stretch this out and try taking it to the checkered. And for Matthew Faust, this gives him yet another opportunity. Same for Garrett Jarnigan of trying to challenge for the lead. Pit row is set to be open this time by. So we'll have to wait and see. Buchanan, Faust, and Jarnigan could come in and play it safe. It is definitely going to be close to a gamble here. You're going to need at least 1 more caution in terms of fuel. There you go, Buchanan. Faust. No, Matthew Faust staying out. Interesting. Faust going to roll the dice. And interesting, even more interesting, Tyler Cheney actually going to come in. So Connor Buchanan, Garrett Jarnigan, Tyler Cheney, Chris Fuge, Jax Malin, Brian McKinney, Eric Richardson, all the way back to John Miles coming into the pits. And that will indeed give you yet another new leader in the form of Matt Faust, with Jacob Barker going to be set to start on the outside. Robert Lewis trying to get another podium, his 2nd of the season, will be in 3rd, with Tyler Lugo Vickery now in P4. Nick Warboy finding himself back to the sharp end as well as in P5. So very much a big shakeup here. Hunter Hughes in the mix as well now. Further back in P6, Wesley Fuge and Jax Malin. With Garrett Jarnigan and Eric Richardson rounding out your top 10. Full update of your driver standings after round number 5. Dawson Buchanan at 174 points is your race leader, or is your championship leader provisionally. Chris Fuge just behind him at 168. Garrett Jarnigan at 161. Tyler Cheney, the rookie, at 155. Jacob Barker at 148. Then it's Eric Richardson at 139. John Miles at 136. Hunter Hughes at 135. With Nick Warboy rounding out your top 10 at 134. So really, Dawson Buchanan still your favorite right now. But it's not until we get to round 7 or 8 that we really see the picture of who your contenders are. Oh my God, he did it again. That'll be night done, unfortunately, for the 93 of Derek Booker. Didn't tell you too much about this track, mainly because it's really a venue that doesn't need an introduction. Indianapolis Raceway. Home to the Indy 500, the Brickyard 400, first opened in 1911. 2.5 miles based on what was once the Indiana Fairgrounds. And the racing surface, which was at some point fully bricks, has now given way to the single yard and the numerous layers now of pavement that seemingly every year or every other year has another layers just smacked on top of it. But if sheer on-track size wasn't enough, it's just how many dang people that this venue can hold in real life that really drops the jaw. 400,000 people every Memorial Day weekend flocking here to see who gets a face on the Borg Warner Trophy and gets to drink the milk. Becomes one of the 50 biggest cities in the world. In the top 20 in terms of American cities. In what is known every single year as the largest non-religious gathering on Earth. That doesn't just transcend racing, that transcends sports. That transcends culture. That's the kind of place this is. That's what this place means to so many people. A win here is a pretty big deal. No one knows that quite like Matt Faust. He's the one bringing us back to green. Door open for Lewis. Barker shuts it closed, though. Tyler Vickery trying to go through. Oh, big trouble. Oh, that could be massive. Dawson Buchanan. A dagger through the heart of your championship leader. And contact through the short chute might blow this campaign wide open for the 4. He got ambitious on the start, tried to go down low on Wesley Fuge. Tyler Cheney and the 49 of Chris was on the outside. Wesley went wide, and in trying to avoid it, the number 4 went around. The rarest mistake on track you are ever going to see from the 4 of Buchanan. What's happened to Jacob Barker? He's back as well. Oh my goodness. Even more drama further back. Hunter Hughes tagging the number 12. Nick Warboy has the boulder roll to the bottom of the hill as well. That is incredible. And just like that, this race has been blown wide open. Faust, your leader. Robert Lewis will be on the outside of him for the restart. Hunter Hughes might have just had a fire lit back in his championship drive. Again, already a race win to his name, but has been just snake bit so far this season. After that opening victory, Hunter Hughes trying to see what he can do now from P3. Jax Malin, you could argue, has it even worse. Again, race winner last season is now 15th in the standings, 118. Nick Warboy actually not getting the damage too bad there. That Bud car did get a piece of it, but was able to keep it going once again. So the 27 in P5. Then it's Garrett Jarnigan. So crucially, Jarnigan is ahead of Buchanan. But same for Chris Fuge, who's even further up now. Or no, he's actually just behind. So it's looking like Buchanan could lose this championship lead. But with Fuge and Jarnigan just next to each other on track, we don't know who your leader is going to be coming out of Indy. Big time championship implications here from the Brickyard. We'll try and close this one out when we come back. Hi guys, it's Jackson. So my ATVO and let me get the volume down here. So my ATVO and iRacing both decided to spontaneously combust at the same time. So currently getting those both refired. The good news is we still have about 3 laps to go, and we're under yellow again. So there was a restart, and we went back under caution like immediately after. So getting that figured out. We'll be back with you in just a second. Stay with us. Back here from the Brickyard, lights are out on the Mustang pace car, and somehow, some way, Hunter Hughes has found himself back to the lead of this race. Matthew Faust on the outside with Jax Malin, Tyler Cheney dropping back, but Robert Lewis, Robert Lewis just bringing out that caution earlier on, as well as, I believe Brian McKinney potentially being a piece of that as well in the 8, but it'll be 3 laps to go. And man, what a win this could mean for Hunter Hughes, your first repeat winner of the season. You wouldn't know it with where he's at on the standings in the remainder of the weeks he's had, the Wednesday nights he's had. But this would be huge for the man currently 8th in standings. And you look back further as well, Tyler Cheney, really the next guy in like major points paying positions. You got Chris Fuge in 5th, Garrett Jarnigan in 8th, but way back in 9th, Dawson Buchanan, your leader, needs to make the most out of these last couple of laps. 2 laps to go when we get back to green. Lights are out, and we're ready to crown a winner from one of the biggest tracks in the world. Hughes on the inside, Faust on the outside. 2 of the kings in IRWS bring us back to green from Indy for the final time. And Hughes fully clears them into turn 1. More trouble for Faust because Malin's down low. He's already cleared Cheney, who's up into the wall. He'll try to go to the inside. More drama further back. Buchanan spins it again, and we're back under caution. This time it was McKinney who got into him in turn 1. with the lawn work. Working into the short chute. Could have kept it going. But, oh man, Wesley Fuge. Big time avoidance there. Woo-hoo! So now we will actually get our green-white checkered. So we'll try that again. Jack Smalin up into third. He was looking mighty fast on that restart. Tyler Cheney in fourth. Almost the exact same the field was when we left it. We will get one true restart now at a green-white checkered. I keep saying that, but I think our policy might have changed in between the offseason. Is something I need to ask DJ Fleck that I have not yet gotten the answer to. I'm not sure if last weekend was specifically a Talladega-specific rule. Because we've had, I feel like, too many finishes under yellow for that to be the case. But I guess we'll just find out when we come back here in a couple of laps. While I actually get everything sorted out once again here, because I've still got fires I got to push out. Or put out. I'm so stressed right now, I can't even speak English. I'll be back in a second. We'll wrap things up from Indy. Do you guys think they called the Wii, when they sold the Nintendo Wii in Mexico, do you guys think they called it the Nosotros? Playing some Nosotros Deportes. Back here live from the Brickyard, and it has been a miraculous drive to the front after getting caught up early for the 18 of Hunter Hughes in that 196 machine. But he's got one of the most well-decorated drivers at this track on the outside of him, the 89 of Matthew Faust, as well as some fast young guns behind him, Tyler Cheney, Jax Malin. With Chris Fuge and Garrett Jarnigan trying to stop the bleeding on their championship deficits. I can English. We'll try that one more time as we go back racing from Indy. Good start from Malin. Cheney trying to make it 3 wide in the middle. Backs out of it, goes down low. Oh, and around goes the 9. Oh my goodness, that might be all she wrote. That is. Does it restart? It's gotten way worse back here. Oh my God. Another replay of the start. And when your first domino is the guy at the front of the field, not too much of a shocker to see half of the field get turned out of it. Looks like Cheney just able to avoid it at first, but Warboy and Cheney both go around after getting tagged. I think Jarnigan might have gotten a piece of him. Then Warboy and John Miles do get a piece of it. Lucas Puntarelli, Robert Lewis, DJ Fluck, Bill Molefield seemingly the only car involved that didn't fully get a lick. We'll stay under caution. I'm unsure of how many actual green-white checkers we have here. I'm getting 2 minutes on the clock. So this will likely be our last one here coming up. Jacob Barker back up after that incident earlier on. He's in P5. John Miles in 6th. Jarnigan in 7th. Robert Lewis 8th. Buchanan 9th. DJ Fluck 10th. Connor Fuge fully out of it now. Unfortunate for the 19. But Chris Fuge now looking to be your championship leader after tonight, 3rd. Step aside, be back for the restart one more time from Indy. Re-racked and restacked here at Indy. Still Hughes and Faust on the front row. A little bit of a reshuffle, though. Fuge up to the inside now in that shotgun Charlie position in P3. Tyler Lugo Vickery, who we have not seen on the podium yet in 2026. That could change. He is in P4. Jacob Barker and John Miles finding their way back to the front as well, and a potential good result on the horizon for the FR crew. DJ Flick, Eric Richardson. And this is the final lap, so we'll do it one more time here for the green, white, checkered. Hughes, clear. Look at Chris Fuge on the inside of Matt Faust. Couple of them wiggling. Everybody going around. 4 cars onto the outside. No yellow. It's a race back to the stripe. Can anyone try and close that gap for Hunter Hughes? Fuge battling. Faust trying to go with him. Lewis and Vickery battling for P4 further back. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Hunter Hughes won in the opening stanzas. Chris Fuge trying to close that gap. One more dash to the yard of bricks. Checkered flag is out. And the Brickyard 112 is going to go to Hunter Hughes. Your first repeat winner of the season comes from a man who's found the peak and had to get there going through a hell of a valley. But that is a huge shot in the arm for the 18 and reignites his hopes for a championship. Chris Fuge home in second. Matt Faust recovers to come in P3 at home. Tyler Lugo Vickery and Robert Lewis, still nothing to shake your stick at to round out your top 5. Best start of the year so far for Wesley Fuge. He's in P6 over Dawson Buchanan. And for Hunter Hughes, made the move on track for the lead and simply put, just made it stick. And AMA continues to impress, whether it's Ben Chaney or this man right here, and Hunter Hughes is going to burn it down at the Brickyard. Very much like stepping on the logo, though. You simply put can't. All 3 AMA drivers in the top 10. Counting Hughes, Fuge, and Tyler Chaney. Your final results here as we start to wrap things up. Hunter Hughes, your race winner. Chris Fuge in second. Matt Faust joining us on the podium as well. Then it's Tyler Lugo Vickery with Wesley Fuge, Brian McKinney, Nick Warboy, Lucas Puntarelli, Jax Malin, and DJ Fluck rounding out your top 10. Tyler Chaney, Garrett Jarnigan, John Miles, Dawson Buchanan, Jacob Barker unfortunately getting caught up with Dawson on that final restart. Think Eric Richardson and Robert Lewis all got caught up in that as well. JP Jones, Bill Mulfield, and Connor Fuge rounding out your top 20. Derek Booker out in last. Gonna waste no more time here and decide to get right into it with your podiums. I've got them all with me, so we'll get started with Matthew Faust. Matt, in the 89, it was a roller coaster night for you. You know this place pretty dang well, but what felt like behind the wheel of your stock car was missing here for victory?
I mean, I haven't really driven these stock cars much, so I got to thank the JM guys for helping me out and having me on board. It's fun racing with them. Fortunately, we didn't get all the results we wanted tonight, but yeah, for me, I'm just out here. I'll be completely honest. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just along for the ride. So if it stayed green, I definitely would have been in trouble there on the colder tires at the end.
I was kind of sharing with everybody at home. I'm pretty sure we saw you run and save the Freedom 100. You do a lot of stuff, obviously, in the open wheel stuff. What makes this place, the Brickyard, feel like home for you?
Oh, I mean, this is really I was always a big racing fan growing up. The first time I was here is when I really fell in love with racing. So it's a different place. It's fun. I love driving it, and yeah, the stock car it was a little bit more enjoyable than I expected it to be. So love being here. Wish I could have gotten another win like I got in the IndyCar series to end the year, but yep, third place isn't bad. We'll take it.
Good news is you've got that opportunity just next Tuesday at Phoenix when we get started once again. Congrats, Matt.
Thank you, man.
Chris Fuge in the 49 came into this weekend P2 in the points. And Chris, I know you seem like one position from where you wanted to be, but I reckon you coming out of here as your points leader is still something you'll be happy about.
We'll see, as long as I don't choke it away. Honestly, Indy is not a place that I know very well. So I'm happy with the podium. Obviously, I'm very happy with P2. I really thought I had something for Hunter there coming to the end. Took me a while to find my mojo. I just couldn't find the rhythm tonight, and mistakes on pit road sent me to the back, and just had to kind of keep my head down, dodge the wrecks. And when we come out of that last one with the 7 and the 9 got together, I come out of that one sitting P3 and knew it was going to have to be now or never, and just throw a Hail Mary. So in that final restart, not the best jump that I wanted on Hunter. And it was enough to get around Faust, and just kind of hope and pray that I had enough car left to catch Hunter. I mean, Hunter's so good here. It's, Indy cars, Cup cars, trucks, Xfinity. I mean, Hunter's great here in Indianapolis. So, but P2, pretty happy with it, especially for a track that I really don't know very well. So, I mean, I'll take it, obviously. As for the points lead, I don't know anything about that. I can't do math.
I just know that you came in second, and all the guys that were around you ended up in the wall in the final lap.
Well, I'm just going to ignore the point standings and just keep my head down and keep trying to drive, take it 1 week at a time. This is the best season in Wednesday Night Dash I've had to date. So just want to keep everything that I can in my control. Hit my marks on tracks, don't make mistakes, and just try to get good finishes. And we'll see where I end up at the end of the season.
Congrats, Chris.
Thank you.
Hunter Hughes, our first repeat winner of the year. And Hunter, I mean, calling it a hot, cold season for you so far this year, I think would be underselling it. But talk to me about just how satisfying and how happy you are now that the temps are coming back up.
Man, I don't even know where to start. This season has definitely been one for the books. Started the season off hot, getting that win, and then we just went into a slump there and showed some good speed at Talladega last week, but just I ran out of fuel on the last lap, so I couldn't get any closure there. But here, I like Indianapolis. It was funny hearing Chris saying that I was good in everything around here. This track just speaks to me. I like it in the Indy car. I like it in the stock car. Man, I tried every possible way to screw it for myself, though. Hit everything under the sun, spun out myself, got hit, was damaged, had to tow, had to come back. It was a roller coaster. And then in the end, I had probably the best tire situation out of anybody around me. Faust had the oldest tires in the field, and he was still on tires from like lap 11 or something like that. But yeah, so then I was able just to play the same strategy of going early in the box, and it worked every time. And with the constant amount of overtimes we got, I don't know if I would have held onto it, but once I got into the clean air, man, my car just took off like a rocket ship. I felt like I had the best car out there once I got into clean air. But yeah, little far back in the points, farther than I want to be, but hopefully this turns a new leaf for the second half of this season.
Who do you want to thank here for this one?
Just thank all the guys back at the shop, the SMR guys, the BRR guys, my AMA teammates. I was having some fun there with Wes racing and with Tyler. Always fun. And shout out to new paint scheme this week, Strong Zero. If you're ever in Japan, you got to try it. It's really good stuff. Go follow me on Twitch. and yeah, that's about all.
I was mentioning it. I think I pounded 2 Strong Zeros once, and I started seeing through walls, so definitely would recommend. But win number 2 for you. Congrats, Hunter.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing, I'm excited to get back into the IndyCar next week. It was funny getting to race around Faust tonight, and then I was just thinking, I'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Yeah, we're going to use that as a segue because we are indeed next week back at Phoenix Raceway again to get started here for the Indy Racing World Series. But again, Wednesday Night Dash going to continue as we work our way on to Kentucky for another 45-minute race, about third of the distance of what you would see from the Cup Series. But that'll do it for us. Once again, we thank you so much for making Wednesday nights a part of your routine, just the way we kind of have for us, and just making Wednesday Night Dash a tradition here for Stadium Scene and for FR Racing. We thank you one more time, and for everybody at Stadium Scene, my name is Jackson Lambros. Hoping to see you next week when we go double duty for the first time in 2026.